Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, excuse me, to Dyer County High School softball field, where the Lady Choctaws and the Phillies of Huntingdon are set to do battle tonight. And going to take a look at, first of all, the starting lineups for Huntingdon. Wortham will be leading off. She is number 44. Also, Pulling will be batting second. Batting third will be Childress. Fourth will be Gibson. Sanders will be batting fifth. Moore batting sixth. Fuller seventh. Croslow will be batting eighth. Ninth will be Allen. And Kurtzinger, the pitcher, will be the flex player tonight. Stepping in and ready to get this game underway is Wortham for the Phillies. Welcome back to the opening game of the 22 season. First pitch is a little bit outside from Ava Osmond. First year, 2022. First game of the season. This is the opening night for both teams. What a beautiful night for it. A little chilly, small jacket, but come on out if you want to see the game. And that one's going to be outside, ball number 2. 2 balls and no strikes to the hitter. And that one's going to be a little bit high. 3 balls and no strikes. Just underway, leading off will be Wortham. Wortham is the second baseman for the Phillies. On deck, number 18, Pulling. There's a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike from Ava Osmond. Dyer County's got Ava Osmond on the mound. Reagan Thompson catching. Katie Grace Willis at first base. Second base is Cam McCoy. There's strike 2 call, full count. Tori Beth Myers is at third base. Marley Thedford in left. Ellie Edgen in center. And Maddie Claire Wilkerson in right. And that one's a little high, ball 4. That's going to be a walk. And that's going to be walk number 1 for Ava Osmond. That one is bunted. It is scooped up by Tori Beth Myers on to first. Is it going to be in time? They're saying no. Both runners are safe, so a bunt single. And that advances Wortham to second base. Pulling at first base. Nobody out. That'll bring Childress to the plate for the Phillies. Phillies won the JV game 5-0 here prior to the start of this one. There's the pitch. It's bunted, scooped up by Osmond. Osmond on to third. It gets by Tori Beth, and moving on in to score will be Wortham. And on the error, both runners advance. So Wortham walked and scored for the first run of the season. That puts Pulling at third. And moving on to second on the error is Childress. So runners at second and third, nobody out, 1 run in already. And at the plate, the cleanup hitter, Gibson. And she popped it up. It is caught by Katie Grace Willis, and she throws it back to Osmond, and both runners will hold. So Gibson, the catcher. Who was that? Wow. That was funny. So stepping in now will be Sanders. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Runners at second and third. One out. There's the ball on the outside. Dyer County trails it 1-0. Here in the top of the first, Huntingdon Phillies have come to town to take on the Choctaws. And that was going to be high. Stepping back in is Sanders. There's the pitch. He's popped it up. It's going to go out of play. Straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the hitter. Osmond gets one down on the ground. It is covered up well by Reagan Thompson, and the count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the hitter. Already 1 walk. She walked and scored, did Wortham here in the first. That one's hit hard to left. Going back, and it is out of here. That's going to be a 3-run homer. And that's going to score Pulling and Childress. So the 3-run dinger makes it now 4-0. With nobody out, and coming to the plate will be number 15, Moore. There's only, I said nobody out, there's 1 out. We had Gibson flied out to Katie Grace Willis at first base, and that's been pretty much it. I can get that out of your way there, Paul. I hadn't been doing a very good job of keeping up with that. That's them. That's there you go. There's a strike called. No balls, 1 strike to the hitter, Moore. And that one's a little bit low, 1-1. There's strike 2 call. Caught her looking at it twice. Dyer County trails in this one 4-0. We're still in the top of the first with 1 out. And that one's fouled back. So number 15, Moore, still at the plate. There's the pitch. It's bunted and it hit her in fair territory. Batter is out, we think. Nope, they're going to say foul ball. Looked like it hit her in fair territory, but the umpire said no, sir. So new life for the center fielder. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. That is the first strikeout for Ava Osmond, and that's going to bring the lefty to the plate, Fuller. Fuller is also the left fielder. Fuller steps in. And there's a strike. She moved up on it like she was going to slap it, and it got by her pretty quick. Good pitch by Osmond. So now with 2 outs, and she looks at strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to the batter, Fuller. 4-0 your score. And swing and a miss. That is strikeout number 2 for Ava Osmond. That will end the inning. We have 4 runs on 5 hits and 1 walk and nobody left. And as we go into the bottom of the first, Dyer County trails it 4-0. Ava Osmond will be the first hitter for the Choctaws here to begin the season in 2022 as pitcher will bat first. Kurtzinger is on the hill. Kurtzinger, the lefty. And they're saying they weren't ready. Ava Osmond steps back in. We're about ready to get this one going. That one's way high. Pitcher versus pitcher. Kurtzinger versus Osmond. We'll see how it goes. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kurtzinger delivers the left-hander, and it's fouled off to the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ava Osmond. Osmond gave up 4 runs in the first inning. Let's see if Dyer County's bats can answer here in the bottom of the first, and she calls time. She's taken far too much time on the mound. And that one's hit hard down the right field line, but out of play, and Coach Steve had to get out of the way of that one down there. And there's the pitch. It is hit to right field, running over in foul territory, and making the catch is the right fielder Fuller, and that will retire Osmond. So flying out to right field for the first out. That'll bring Cam McCoy, the second baseman, to the line for the Choctaws. And strike 1 called as Kurtzinger gets it right over the plate. Kurtzinger delivers, and it's popped up to the right side. Will it get in play? It does. It rolls foul, or what are they saying? What? Well, they're saying it rolled. It is foul. I thought it hit in fair territory. It shows what I don't know. If Bubba Cobb were here, he'd be happy to say, no, Chuck, that fell foul. I would say, you are right, sir. That one's fouled straight back. 1-2 on the batter, McCoy. Cam McCoy, the second baseman from last year, the state tournament team that made it. We'd like to do that again this year. And that one Bowling for Dollars coming to the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes to McCoy. Reagan Thompson on deck, followed by Katie Grace Willis, if one of these young ladies get on. That one's way high. Woo! 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count is now full. And that one's hit hard between the first baseman and second baseman. It's bobbled out in right field, so Cam McCoy will get into first base easily. She gets a fist bump from Coach Wilder at first base, and Dyer County now has a runner with Reagan Thompson.
Now batting number 13.
Coming to the plate.
Thompson.
She looks at a ball outside. Ava Osmond flied out to right field, and as that one is fouled off by Thompson. Followed by a single between first and second for Cam McCoy. She's at first base. 1 out, nobody in. And that was going to be a little low to Thompson. 1 ball, 1 strike to the hitter. And that one is fouled straight back over here in front of, right here in front of Danny. Hertzinger's pitch, and that one's hit hard down the right field line, but hooking foul. Slicing foul. Hooking would be in, what's the golf terms, Paul? That would be a slice. Is that a hook? That was a slice. Slicing foul. Thank you. And Reagan hits that one right to short. She catches it and looks Cam McCoy back to first base. Katie Grace going to step in for the Choctaws. She's up with 2 outs. And that one's hit hard to right field. That one's gone. Oh, no, it just barely stayed in, and if they couldn't get to it, Cam McCoy's going to score. Katie Grace will get a stand-up double. And that's going to be an RBI. As Cam McCoy scores from first base, Katie Grace is at second. That's going to bring Tori Beth Myers, the third baseman for the Choctaws. And stepping out to the mound will be Gibson. She wants to talk to Kurtzinger as Tori Beth Myers steps out. Hitting it with 2 fingers. Just push it with 1 finger. You're pushing it with 2 fingers. It's the same thing as right clicking. It's a Mac thing. It's kind of weird. Swing and a miss. Tori Beth Myers. Katie Grace Willis at second, 2 outs. We're here in the bottom of the first. It's 4-1. We've already got 1 run in. Cam McCoy scored on the double by Katie Grace. Myers hits it hard right up the middle. And did she catch it? She did. Oh, my goodness. The center fielder makes an awesome play. And that will be out number 3 as the Choctaws will go back to the field. But 1 run on a 1 hit and 1 left. And as we have finished one inning of play, Dyer County trails it 4-1. All right, about ready to get this one going as the first pitch swung on and missed by the number 12 Crosslow. Crosslow, the left fielder for that one's way high. Crosslow steps back in and swing and a miss. Strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the hitter. There's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Struck her out. That is the third strikeout. And that is out number 1. Osmond delivers, swung on and missed. Went for a high fastball, did Allen. Allen, the designated player for Huntingdon. That one's going to be outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And swing and a miss. Strike 2. And that one swung on and missed. Strikeout. And that is going to be out number 2 here in the top of the second. That is the 4th strikeout. And that's going to bring Wortham back up to the plate. She walked and scored in the first. She's popped this one up over to the visitor's side, heads up. It actually gets behind the bleachers, thank goodness. There were 1 or 2 of them over there not watching. And that one's going to be in the dirt, hits right in front of the plate. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the hitter. First game of the 2022 season. As the season opener for both teams, there's a called strike 2. So Wortham, who walked in the first, has caught herself behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Osmond. Osmond delivers, pops it up. Reagan looking for it, and it bounces behind her. Pitch comes in. It has been called by Coach O, and Osmond delivers. That one's going to be a little bit low. It's going to be ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wortham. She walked and scored in the first inning. As Dyer County trails at 4-1. And that one's popped up. Going back to make the catch is Emma Fair, and she squeezes it. And that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. And as we go to the bottom of the second, it is the Phillies 4, the Choctaws 1. Comes Brittany Anderson for the Choctaws. Hitter number 6. And that ball is way high, ball 1. And that one's hit hard to right field there toward the dugout. I say right field, down the right field line. Brittany Anderson. She has stepped in to lead it off here in the bottom of the second. Brittany looks at strike 2. There's the pitch. It's in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one's hit hard to left field. Will it get down? It will. It's going to roll all the way to the fence. And making her way into second base is Brittany Anderson. So a leadoff double by Anderson, and that's going to bring number 28, Marley Thedford, the left fielder
for the Choctaws.
The Choctaws. Thedford steps in with Anderson at second base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. And there's the delivery. It's fouled straight back. Kurtzinger gave up an RBI double to Katie Grace Willis. Cam McCoy singled and scored in the first inning, and that's where we got the 1 run. Dyer County sitting pretty right now with a runner at second, nobody out. There is a called strike. 2 strikes and no balls to the hitter. Runner at second base, nobody out. And they're going to call that one a ball as Anderson takes her lead at second base. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. That is the first strikeout for Kurtzinger and out number 1 for Dyer County, and that's going to put Maddie Claire Wilkerson to the plate. That one is swung on and fouled straight back. I'd like to thank Paul Stringham and Steve Morgan for helping us here tonight on the broadcast. Bubba Cobb would be here, but he had a county commission meeting, so he is doing his civical duty. Yeah, there's the pitch. That one's hit up the middle. Will it get through? It does. Gets through the second baseman out into center field, and both runners are going to be safe as Brittany Anderson moves on to third, and Maddie Claire Wilkerson is at first base with a single. So we led off with a double by Brittany Anderson, moved her on to third on a single for Maddie Claire Wilkerson. Marley Thedford struck out in between, and that's bringing Ellie Edgen to the plate. She hits it hard to right field, going back, and cannot make the play. That one is going to hit the fence, and she got caught off. Yep. She went a little too far as getting caught off base, but doesn't matter. A run scores. And
back up to the plate, number 2, Ava Osment.
as Maddie Wilkerson Maddie Claire got caught off of second base. She rounded it like she was going to go to third and couldn't get back in time. So they tagged her out number 2, and Ava Osment back to the top of the order here. She looks at a ball high. And that one's hit. It is rolling fair. Will they get to it? They cannot. She beats it out. So we're going to call that a bunt single. And that's going to move. That does leaves Ellie Edgen at second base. Cam McCoy comes to the plate. Cam McCoy singled and scored in the first inning. Looks at strike one. Runners at first and second. And that one fouled straight back by McCoy. We have Osmond at first. Ellie Edgen at second. Hit the ball hard tonight, Dyer County, so far in the first two innings. There's the pitch. McCoy pops it up. The first baseman running over, and it ends up bouncing on the top of the dugout. She cannot make the play. So new life for the Choctaw second baseman. And that one's in the dirt. Runners at first and second. We've already got one in as Brittany Anderson scored. And check swing. They're going to say she didn't go around. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So here comes the payoff pitch from Kurtzinger. Swung on, hit the short. It is scooped up, throw on over to first in time, and that will retire the side, but not before 1 run on 3 hits and 2 left. And at the end of 2, Dyer County trails it 4-2. All right, stepping in will be pulling for, she is to lead it off, and swung on and missed. It'll be pulling Childress and Gibson, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. And that is strike 1. That one is swung on and missed, strike 2. Osmond settled down here. She is walked the first batter, gave up a bunt single and then a hit to the first 3 batters up. Then she gave up a home run to batter number 5. That one is fouled back. And then from batters 6, 7, 8, and 9, she struck them all out. So she's got 4 strikeouts here. And that one is a ball. And that one's in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the batter. And there's the pitch. That one's hit hard to third. It goes off the glove of Myers and rolls toward the dugout there. She's going to try to stretch it into 2, and it looks like she will. So at second base, after Osmond getting ahead of her, no balls and 2 strikes. Let's Pulling get to second base. That one's way high, and Pulling will move on to third on a stolen base, or I guess that would be considered a wild pitch. She didn't have much of a chance to catch that one. Well, she could have caught it if she was 9 feet 7 inches tall. And that strike on the inside corner to Childress. 1 ball, 1 strike. What a beautiful night. The first full Monday after the spring forward. And that one's hit hard to left. Going back, will it remain fair? It will not. But it is out of play. She'd have straightened that one out. It would now be 6-2. Certainly was. Osmond delivers, and that one's a bit low. Two balls, 2 strikes to the batter. And there's the pitch. That one's going to be inside. That pushes the count to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And swung on and missed. Struck her out. That is the 5th strikeout. And the first out of the inning for the Choctaws. And that's going to bring Gibson, number 23. She is the cleanup hitter to the plate. Runner at third, 1 out. Dyer County trails at 4-2. That one is fouled straight back. No balls, 1 strike to the batter. Number 23, Gibson. She's the catcher. She moves up to the front of the box as Osmond delivers and gets low, gets it to Tori Beth Myers. They throw it home and not in time. Going to second base and making the tag and getting her out. Trying to stretch it into 2. So that's going to be a single with a put out at second base, but nonetheless, 1 run does score. So that makes it 5-2. And that's going to bring to the plate Sanders. She homered it was a 3-run homer in the first. Sanders calls time and backs out as Osmond takes a little too much time on the mound, and now we're ready to play. Osmond delivers, and that one is knocked foul over the first base dugout. No balls, 1 strike to the batter. As I mentioned, Sanders homered in the first inning, 3-run shot. There's strike call. No balls, 2 strikes to the batter. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. That is strikeout number 6. And out number 2. Out number 3, I should say. And that's going to bring to the plate for the Choctaws. It's going to be Reagan Thompson. It'll be Katie Grace Willis and Tori Beth Myers coming up. Reagan Thompson is going to lead off the third inning for the Choctaws. It'll be Thompson, Katie Grace Willis, and Tori Beth Myers to face Kurtzinger. And that one is, I am sorry, that is not Kurtzinger. They have taken her out. Let me get my roster back out, and we will see. That one is grounded down to third base line, backhanded by the third baseman. They're going to say it was a foul ball. And that is Holiday that has come in. The right-hander to take the place of Kurtzinger. And that's going to be a ball. Reagan Thompson, Katie Grace Willis on deck, and Tori Beth Myers will be coming up. That one's high and outside. Well, it's off center, so I'll move it at the next break. And that one's way low, and that's ball 4, so that's going to be the first walk. That's the first walk of the night for Holiday. Katie Grace Willis looks at ball 1. Halliday delivers. That one's hit hard down third. Will it be foul? Reagan Thompson at first. She's got a leadoff walk. Katie Grace Willis is at the plate. And Tori Beth Myers is on deck. That one is going to be outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Willis hits it hard to short. It is gloved, throwing to second, and did she bobble it? They're going to call her out. So Reagan Thompson is put out at second base on a fielder's choice.
Now batting for the Choctaws, number 25,
Tori Beth Myers is stepping in to bat for the Choctaws. Beginning the 2022 season, here we are in the bottom of the third. Tori Beth Myers hits it to first, and it is caught. And they're going to say that is out number 2. So with Willis at first on the fielder's choice, then we have Brittany Anderson coming up. Brittany Anderson doubled and scored in the second inning. Looks at strike 1. Swing and a miss. Brittany Anderson. It's got Marley Thedford on deck should she reach base. And that one is in the dirt.
Keep working, keep working. Here we go, Brett. Here we go, Brett.
Here comes the 2-2. Swung on and missed. And foul tipped, and they tag her out. So that will be strikeout. What would that be? Let's see. 1 strikeout, number 2. That's actually the first strikeout for Halliday. So no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. And as we go to the top of the 4th, Dyer County trails at 5-2. It's going to be Moore, Fuller, and Croslow will be facing Ava Osmond here in the top of the 4th. And that one is fouled into the dugout, heads up. That was tough right there, I tell you. That was scary. You got to have heads up in that dugout. That got over there in a hurry. It's all right. We'll get it. We'll get it at the end of it. And grounding out to first is Moore. Grounded to Katie Grace Willis. That's going to be the first out. So with one out, that is bringing the lefty Fuller to the plate. Fuller steps in. She struck out. She was strikeout victim number 2. She tries to bunt. It goes foul. Fuller steps back in the top of the 4th. And Osmond delivers. And she tries to drag bunt it, but lets it go by, and it's going to be a strike. No balls, 2 strikes to the batter. And that one's in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And swung on and missed. That is strikeout number 7 for Osmond. Out number 2, and that's going to bring Koslow to the plate. She was the first out, struck out for the first out in the 2nd inning to Osmond. Ava pitches strike 1 to Croslow. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on, and that's strike 2. Kind of a half swing there, and Dyer County trails at 5-2. They scored 4 in the 1st inning, didn't score any in the 2nd, and then in the 3rd, it was pulling after going 0-2. Ends up hitting a double and then scored on a Gibson double. But in this inning, 2 outs. Strike 3 call. That is strikeout number 8. And that is out number 3 as the Choctaws will come to bat in the bottom of the 4th. No runs, no hits, nobody left, and no errors. And we'll be back and continue with this game. Marty Thedford is going to lead off for the Choctaws here in the bottom of the 4th. She'll look at ball 1, followed by Maddie Claire Wilkerson and Ellie Edgen. Our county trails it in this one, 5-2. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. We've got the opening game for both teams as the season comes to fruition tonight. And that one is fouled straight back. 2 balls and 1 strike. Thedford steps back in. That one's hit hard right up the middle. It's going to get to the shortstop, but she will not get it there in time as the shortstop went a long, long way. And but just couldn't quite get it in there, and that's going to put Medford on an infield hit, put her on first. Maddie Claire Wilkerson will step in for the Choctaws. Ellie Edgen on deck, and should either of those reach Ava Osment back to the top of the order. That one is way high, ball one from Halliday. Thedford at first, Wilkerson at the plate. Edgen on deck. And tries to bunt, and they're going to say it was what? Foul tipped. Okay. Gotcha. Wilkerson steps back in, looks at ball low. 1 ball, 1 strike to the hitter. Halliday delivers the 1-1, swung on and fouled back. Hits the umpire in the foot. Ouch. That's why they wear shoes like that. Here comes the delivery. That one's hit hard to right. It is hooking right, but it will fall fair, roll all the way to the fence. Coming on to third is Thedford, and coming into second with a stand-up double is Maddie Claire Wilkerson. And that's going to put Thedford at third, Wilkerson at second. Nobody out for Ellie Edgen. Ellie Edgen singled, and in the second inning. So runners at second and third, nobody out. Have an opportunity right here. Ellie Edgen is there, and on deck will be Ava Osment. That one's on the inside corner for a called strike.
Couldn't do another with it, Ellie.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ellie Edgen. And that one's hit back to the pitcher. It gets backhanded by the second baseman, but she could not pick it up. Everybody is safe as Thedford scores. Wilkerson moves on to third, and Ellie Edgen in safely with a single. So 3 straight hits here to lead off the 4th inning, with 1 in, and Ava Osment back to the top of the order for the Choctaws. And that one's hit hard to second base. They glove it. Tag, throw on to first. Was it in time? It was. So double play. But we ended up getting another run in as Wilkerson scores. So that makes it 5-4.
Now batting number 5, Cameron McCoy.
So with 2 outs, Cam McCoy comes up. She singled and scored in the first. She grounded out to short in the second. She looks at ball 1. She will face Halliday here in the 4th. Kurtzinger was who she faced their first 2 at-bats. Reagan Thompson on deck should McCoy get on base. And McCoy looks at strike 1. And there's a delivery that's high. So the bases are cleared. It's 5-4. Dyer County trails by 1. Cam McCoy, the second baseman, at the plate. Already got 2 in. That one is ball 4. That was a pitch in the dirt, so that's going to be walk number 2. And that's going to bring to the plate Reagan Thompson. And looks at strike 1. Reagan Thompson flied out to the shortstop in the first inning. She walked in the second inning and was put out at second base on a fielder's choice by Katie Grace Willis. That one gets by the catcher. That one's going to be a pass ball there, as moving on down to second base is Cam McCoy, the lightning speedster for the Choctaws and second baseman. With 2 out, Reagan Thompson at the plate, Katie Grace Willis on deck. That one's a little bit high. That was close, but high. Very close. 2 balls, 1 strike to Reagan. And that one's all rise ball, foul to the right side, almost making a great play. Man, that was a good stab at it by Gibson. She extended way out there. That was knocked all the way back to the fence. Should say to the backstop. She made a dive and laid out there, just couldn't quite pull it in. And that one is way low. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Reagan Thompson. And there's the delivery, hit hard down third base line. Was it foul? I wouldn't want to have been in the way of that one. Coach O had to get her track shoes on and get out the way. Yeah, it was hit hard though. Reagan steps in. Here comes the payoff pitch from Halliday. Strike 3 call. That's going to be the 3rd out, but we got 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 left as we go to the top of the 5th. Choctaws trail it 5-4. All right, we got a few changes here tonight as Brittany Anderson is on the mound. Emma McBride is behind the plate now. We got Reagan Thompson at third, and who is that? Ava at short? Yep, Ava out there at short. And stepping in will be Allen. She is the 9th hitter. And takes ball high. It'll be Allen, Wortham, and Pulling will come to the plate to face Brittany Anderson. Anderson delivers. It's hit hard through the hole between short and third. Edgin and left field, or Thedford rather, picks it up and throws it back in. That's going to be a single by Allen. So nobody out. That's going to bring Wortham back to the plate. She walked and scored in the first. She flied out to Emma Fair at short in the second. And she squares around a bunt, but takes ball high as hit and run may have been on right there. Anderson on the mound. We have behind the plate Emma McBride. And that one's bunted down third base side. They throw on to second in time. And they got the lead runner as Thompson threw it on to Osmond at second base. So hitting into a fielder's choice was Wortham, or actually bunting into a fielder's choice, as out number one was thrown at second base. Good heads-up play by Reagan Thompson. And that one's hit hard down left field line. You could have heard that bat crack. Whoo! That is Pulling. She has bunted and scored in the first. She's doubled and scored in the third. She has crossed the plate both at bats. Pulling steps back in. There's the delivery. Way out in front of it. Oh, my goodness. Strike one, or strike two, rather. No balls and 2 strikes. Spun her plumb around. Whew. She was way out in front of that one. And swung on and missed. That is strikeout number 1 for Brittany Anderson. And out number 1. Or out number 2. You're right, Paul. Thank you. And that one is popped up, and it's rolling foul right in front of the plate. So Childress scored, singled and scored in the third inning. She struck out in, singled and scored in the first inning, struck out in the third. Here to face Brittany Anderson. That one is high, but fast. Whoa. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter. Anderson delivers. Strike called, and heading on down to second with a stolen base is Wortham. So with 2 outs, Childress steps back in. That ball is in the dirt. It gets by McBride, and coming on to third now will be Wortham. So she reached on a fielder's choice now at third base with 2 outs, and Anderson stepping back in. Gets the pitch call and delivers. Hit hard to left center. It's going to get out. It's picked up by Thedford and brought back in to Cam McCoy, but that's going to score a run as Wortham scores from third base, and that's going to be a single by Childress. So that makes it 6-4 here in the top of the 5th. And that one is fouled straight back. Katie Grace Willis walks in to say something to Emma. I'm sure she sees something out there at first base she wants to make her aware of. Swing and a miss. I guess she's talking to her about Childress being a threat to steal. Anderson delivers. That one is hit foul down the third base line. Anderson delivers, and she is hit by a pitch. So that's going to put Childress at second. Gibson at first. And Anderson will now face number 24, Sanders. Got to be careful here. She homered with a 3-run shot in the first. She did strike out Osment. She struck out to Ava Osment, the 6th strikeout that Osment had. That was back in the 3rd. This one is ball high. That is a ball outside. 2 balls, no strikes. This is the 6th batter that Anderson has faced in this inning. And that one is strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike to the batter. She tried to hold off on it, couldn't get it done. That one is ball low, and a throw on down to third is not in time as a double steal is on. So aggressive base running is Gibson at second, Childress at third. 2 outs, and Sanders will step back in. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Strike 2. Strike 2. Thank you, Paul. 2 balls, 1 strike. Or 2. Can't say it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Anderson delivers. Swung on, hit down to third, scooped up, and thrown on over to first as that will retire the side. But not before one run on 2 hits and 2 left. And as we go to the middle of the 5th, Dyer County trails it 6-4. All right, Katie Grace Willis will step in for the Choctaws. It'll be Willis, Myers, and Anderson for the Choctaws. Two balls, one strike to the batter, Willis. Willis swung on and missed. 2-1. It's Willis, Myers, and Anderson to face Kurtzinger, who's back out there now, the lefty. And that one is fouled. Right over the first base coach and stays in play, but it was hit hard nonetheless. Call her KG, her friends, Katie Grace Willis. That one's fouled straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. We're here in the bottom of the 5th. That one is hit by a pitch. A little grimace there, but a tough young lady as she walks on to first base. So with Willis at first base, that's going to bring up number 22, Emma McBride. Emma McBride is up.
Up next for the Choctaws, number 22, Emma McBride.
So Emma McBride will step in for the Choctaws and look at ball 1. Katie Grace Willis hit by a pitch. She's at first base. There's 1 ball, 1 strike. Okay, you take your eyes off like that, and it blinds it up there. Well, that means it's showing it right there. Swung on and fouled to the right side. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Six to 4 your score. Dyer County trails. We've got Katie Grace Willis at first base. Emma McBride looks at ball 2. McBride steps back in. And Kurtzinger delivers, swung on and missed, strike 3. That is the 4th strikeout. And the first out of the inning. Brittany Anderson will step in to bat for the Choctaws. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Marley Thedford on deck. And looks at strike 2. And there's the delivery, swung on and missed. That is strikeout number 2 of the inning, strikeout number 5 of the game. That is out number 2. Marley Thedford will step in for the Choctaws. Still got Katie Grace Willis, who was hit by a pitch. She's at first base. That one's high and tight, ball 1. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Claire Wilkerson will be on deck. Swung on and missed. Should Thedford reach? She's going to have to make contact first. Hertzinger delivers in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike, or 2 balls, 2 strikes, rather. Thedford swung on and missed, struck out the side. That is the 6th strikeout, the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, 1 left. And as we go to the top of the 6th, Dyer County trails it 6-4. Well, we're ready to get back to action as coming up is number 50. All right. Got our audio problem here fixed a little bit. And that's going to bring us to Allen. Is now 7-4. We've got one run in. Anderson, the ball is hit down the third base line. They're going to say it was foul. Seven to 4 your score. They've already got one in here. Runner at first base. Ball low. Allen struck out in the second inning. She was hit a single, but then was put out on a fielder's choice. The ball hits by. Actually, doesn't get by. It was McBride tried to throw out down at second base. The throw was not quite in time. So now runner at second base and Allen at the plate. And that one is hit down a third base line. It is picked up, thrown on to first in time, and now back to third. And what a great play by Reagan Thompson to get it over there and get the out at first. And then, of course, now runner at third. So that's got Wortham to the plate. And that's going to be ball one. And there's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter. Wortham walked and scored in the first. She fly down in second and then hit one right up the middle just now, and it's going to be scooped up and thrown back in to McCoy at second base. And that's going to score more. And Wortham at first base. It's going to call up bring up Pulling. She bunted and scored in the first. She doubled and scored in the third and then struck out in the fifth as Coach Wilder has gone out to talk to Brittany at the pitcher's mound. Dyer County trails it now 8-4. Yes. Stepping in is Pulling. Coach O delivers the pitch. Everybody's got it. And Anderson delivers. Strike one. And that one is hit hard to the right side. Actually popped up hard. It had a lot of spin on it. But it falls harmlessly to the grass. And now no balls, 2 strikes to the batter Pulling. She took an 0-2 pitch up the middle in the third inning for a double. Just because you get ahead of her doesn't mean her eye gets bad. There's strike 3 call. They throw it down to first to complete the out, and that will end the inning. But 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 left. And as we go to the middle of the 6th, Dyer County trails it 8-4. That one is fouled off to the first base side. Thank you, Paul. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Maddie Claire Wilkerson. That was a ball high. Wilkerson, Edgen, and Osment will face the lefty, Kurtzinger. That one's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I knew that. I was testing you. That's 4 balls, 2 strikes. There you go. There it is, fouled straight back. I understand. Oh. Yeah. Maddie Claire steps back in. Gets the Kurtzinger pitch, hit hard up the middle. That's going to roll to the wall. Rounding first and going to second is Maddie Claire, and she's in with a stand-up double. She draws a throw, but in with a stand-up double. Ellie Edgen going to step in. Edgen swing and a miss, strike 1. Wilkerson at second, nobody out. Ellie Edgen, the second batter to face Kurtzinger here in the bottom of the 6th. Kurtzinger delivers the 0-1, hit hard down third base line. They're going to say it is foul. Whew. No balls, 2 strikes. That one rolled all the way to the fence, didn't it there, Paul? I believe it did. Rolled all the way to the fence. It got out of here in a hurry. Kurtzinger delivers. Swung on, fouled straight back. And she's going to go on to first. They'll complete the out, but moving on to third base is Wilkerson. Ava Osmond steps in, back to the top of the order here in the 6th as she looks at ball 1. That one is hit back to the mound. He looks over at third, on to first, and now making it in and scoring is Wilkerson. So even though Osmond gets the RBI, even though she was thrown out at first base.
Now batting number 5, Cameron McCoy.
Cam McCoy comes up, and she singled and scored in the first. She grounded out to short in the third, and then walked in the 4th as she looks at ball 1. McCoy looks at ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Dyer County trails it now 8-5. And that one's a little on the inside. 3 balls and no strikes. And the catcher is going to walk out. Gibson will talk to Kurtzinger again. While we do this, we'll remind you 1 week from tonight, the Choctaws will be right back here in this field to take on the Tigers of Halls. That'll be right here at Choctaw Field. That's going to be strike 1. She was... Okay. And there's ball 4. It's going to bring up Reagan Thompson to the plate. Reagan steps in. Kurtzinger delivers. Ball outside. Matty Claire Wilkerson has already scored. And with 2 outs, we got a runner at first. That was Cam McCoy, who just walked. And that one is fouled off. And that one is fouled straight up and back. No balls, 2 strikes to Reagan Thompson. Thompson looks at ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kurtzinger taking a lot of time, then delivers. Reagan hits it hard. Center field. Will it get down? It will not. As the left fielder runs over and gets it. And that'll be out number 3. 1 run scores on 1 hit and 1 left. And as we go to the top of the 7th, Dyer County trails at 8-5.